What's up, guys? I did a poll and I asked you guys, what's your strongest game in making Afrobeats? 21% said percussion, 44% said drums, guitar 20%, piano 8%, and bass 6%. So why am I making this video? I'm just making this video to talk about your strengths and your weaknesses while you're making beats. So if you're an Afrobeat producer, or if you produce any genre of music, it's good to know your strengths and it's good to know your weakness. So don't just know your strength and don't just know your weakness. Work on your strengths and work on your weaknesses. So a lot of producers use the excuse of I'm not good at this, I'm not good at that. Like they can send you a beat and be like, I've not finished mixing the beats. They always use that I've not finished mixing the beats as an excuse why the beat is trash. Meanwhile, maybe it's not just the mixing, maybe the sound selection was trash or something else was trash. You should know your weakness and know your strengths. Don't just use it as an excuse, but use it to work on yourself. I'm going to tell you different ways that you can work on yourself. And number one way is very obvious is work on yourself. Like there's no way you're going to get better if you don't work on yourself. So you educate yourself, you practice, you make songs that you feel are very good. You study strong, you study strong. Jay. You study song structures, study sound selection, use good sounds, use good samples and VSs. Some people will try and make very, very nice beats, but their sound selection is very bad. They're using weak sounds. So there's no way it's going to sound very good because they don't even know how to tweak the sounds to make it sound better. Don't be intimidated because it's a lot to learn. All this stuff takes hours of practice, consistency, and dedication to really get better at it. And if you know you're trash, just keep working on yourself. Like there's no two ways about it. Collab. Another way to get better is collaborating with other producers, build relationship with artists, build relationship with other producers, build relationship with engineers. If your mix is trash, try and work with an engineer and he'll teach you one or two things. If you're working with an artist, like if you don't know song structure, if you don't know the kind of sounds like an artist like, when you work with an artist, they'll tell you, oh, I don't like this, I don't like that. And to help you get better, you know what I'm saying? The other way to collab is using loops. Like there are a lot of loops online. You can download loops, use good samples because you already know your weaknesses. So if your weakness is playing drums and you're good at playing piano, play your piano, look for good drum samples. If your weakness is piano or melodies and your strength is drums, use good drums, look for samples up. And the last thing I'll say is feedback. This last one is very, 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 very subjective. Like it's very, very subjective. You have to be careful with this last tip, like getting feedback. So if you're getting feedback from people, you need to notice that some people are just haters. No matter what you do, they're just gonna hate. So those kind of people, they will always try and discourage you or tell you some stuff to make you feel bad about your music or about what you're doing. So keep in mind of those people. Sometimes those guys, they'll have the truth or they'll have like a certain truth to what they're saying, but just take it with a grain of salt. Then some people will just tell you lies. Some people will lie to you. Like now, some Nigerian people will say they are whining you. They'll be whining you. Some will tell you that this guy are very, very good or this and that. I mean, they might not really be whining you. They can be saying it to encourage you or to make you get better, but you know the truth. You know the truth. Like you know what it is with yourself and with your music. And some people self they don't have the right information to give you. You're asking the wrong person for feedback. Somebody that doesn't know anything about music, you go and ask them, what do you think about my song? I mean, they will tell you maybe what the layman knows or what they feel is what they feel they know. And maybe it's not the right information you need to get better. While some people will just tell you stuff that they don't even know what they're talking about. So just talk about what they don't know. So be very careful with those kind of people too. Always take critical feedbacks. If somebody tells you, the drum is too loud, or this is that, or your mix sound is muddy, or this, take all those kind of critical feedbacks. Don't just take somebody that will tell you you're trash. Don't just take that kind of feedback. If somebody's going to tell you you're trash, let them tell you why you're trash.
If you want to talk to me direct. Don't go through the corners.
You feel me? Be very, very sure of who's giving you feedback. Be very, very sure. Take those corrections. Like I said, take it with the grain of salt. And still, if you're not satisfied with the kind of feedback you're getting, I'll say you compare your beats and your music with commercial songs out there. Compare your stuff with bigger producers. Like you can listen to Ransom Beats, you can listen to Mantra on YouTube, you can listen to Seti Beats, you can listen to Ramon, you can listen to all those big producers on YouTube and take something from them and learn one or two things. if you can compare your beats to their beats and say, oh, my beats is, I mean, if you can compare your stuff, then you're going in the right path. But if you compare your stuff and you see that my drum is not banging like these guys, or so you already know what you like, you already know what you sound like. There's no way you can lie to yourself. If you can compare your stuff with those guys, compare yourself and learn from them. But the disadvantage is it might reduce your self-esteem, or it might make you feel bad about yourself, or you might feel like giving up. But don't look at it that way. Just look at, instead of making the trash, you can be making something better. You feel me? Look at it that way, and you always work towards what you feel is weak in your music. Then last thing I can say is, maybe if you're trying to be different, it's very, very, very hard. It still goes back to my first point, which is educate yourself. It's not easy to be different, but you also need to understand that there are standards. You can't say because you're different, you want to start making trash beats and expect people to hop on the wave. I mean, it's very, very subjective, because you can be very different and start your own new sound, and people will now hop on your sound. It's very, very hard, because people don't like what's different until it starts making some kind of wave, and people now start liking it. People like what other people like. You feel what I'm saying? So I hope this video is kind of helpful to you. If you like the video, drop a comment, and I'd like to know your thoughts. If you have any other methods to get better, or to work on your strengths and to work on your weaknesses, let me know. So catch you guys on the next video.